Hi guys, this is James from CVG and I'm joined here by Rob.
Hello.
We have just come from the Sony conference. As you can see behind us, people are streaming out. Rob, what do you think?
Well, it was fantastic, really. I mean, there was so much breadth to what they were offering today. I think you'd have to be a real cynic to say they've done anything bad, really. There was new announcements on PS Vita. There's a lot of support behind that. There's new games for that. There's a new Killzone game for it. And there's a new Media Molecule game for it as well. One of the things about PS Vita, of course, is that sometimes, with the PlayStation Portable at least, you got the sense that Sony's, not B-team developers, but their second-tier developers,
yes, of course,
made games for their handhelds. And so it's really great to see studios like Guerrilla and Media Molecule actually back the handheld.
We also saw their new sort of cross-buy feature, which is a lot like Blu-ray double play. So you buy one thing on Vita and you can also play it on PS3 now, which is great support for Vita.
I think it's going to be great for people who have a PS3 and a PS Vita.
Well, that's true.
I don't
There's
know
not
how
very many of them.
how many of those people exist, but it's a nice idea, and you get the sense that Sony is genuinely modernising and genuinely understanding the breadth of platforms that are available today as well. Let's not forget they also have PlayStation Mobile, which they're pushing now as well, which is you can buy one game for PlayStation Mobile and play it on your Vita or play it on your Xperia phone. So yeah, I think they're starting to get it, aren't they?
Yeah, it seems like it. There was a few things that we sort of knew about already, but there's also five new announcements in this presentation in an hour, which was quite special.
That was great, yeah.
What do you think of them? Let's start with Vita. So we had Tearaway.
Tearaway looks really, really interesting. I'm sure on CVG we'll have the demo of it or the trailer of it up pretty soon. And it's a really innovative use of the unique controls on the PlayStation Vita. You can kind of poke your finger through the screen, essentially.
Yeah, that was incredible. Just poking up through the environments and seeing it all like.
I was amazed at that because they mix the camera at the back of the Vita with the touchscreen, so you actually see your finger coming through, which is great.
Yeah, it made it look. Well, it's very innovative, and it's just the kind of thing that you want to see from the touchscreen technology. Yeah,
and Media Molecule, they make really nice looking games, and they're a smart group of people. So, it might not be a system seller, but I think people will really like it.
Okay, moving on. So the other game we've already touched upon, Guerrilla's new game, Killzone on Vita. That's huge as a brand new IP.
Yeah, well, at the end of the press conference, they showed Call of Duty Black Ops Declassified, and that didn't look like it used the best of the PS Vita's horsepower, shall we say. It looks a bit rough around the edges, I thought, but the Killzone. The new Killzone game for Vita, that looks really, really, really good. So I think again, that's going to draw people in.
And then at the end of the conference, they had three more titles that they'd saved right till the end. We had Until Dawn, which is a PS Move game, a sort of horror-based, isn't it? Yeah,
it's made by Supermassive Games, an indie studio in the UK. And I don't really know much. It's horror, isn't it, basically? Yeah, you're running.
To me it looked like sort of maybe the first sort of adult-orientated game that Move's got. I mean, there was some sort of alluding to sex scenes and sort of violence and that kind of, the thing that you want from your Move titles, right?
Great. I think it looks quite interesting, I suppose. And again, it's this breadth of choice. I mean, with the PlayStation Move, there's also FIFA 13, which has Move support now as well. So there seems like there's many reasons again to buy a PlayStation Move, which it seemed like it'd been forgotten, really.
Yeah, that's true. And two of them are coming from Japan studio in Rain, which looked like
it looked heavy.
But the effects on it, I mean, and the sort of ideas behind it look very good. The way that you weren't seen until you were out there in the rain.
Yeah, it looks really interesting. I am amazed that this far into the console cycle, Sony is still, really supporting new IP. To be honest, there's more new IP for PlayStation 3 and PlayStation Vita than there is for like the Wii U and the 3DS, which is a bit telling, really. So yeah, I think, you know, again, it could be a good one.
And then to round it off, again from Japan Studio, we saw Puppeteer. Which
I didn't understand a thing about that.
it looked sort of like Little Big Planet, but then everything was moving about.
It was. Yeah, go on.
It was interesting, wasn't it?
It was really interesting.
It was very interesting, but we weren't really sure what was happening.
I didn't understand anything that was going on. It was like falling into a kaleidoscope.
Yes, that's a good way to put it, I think.
Yeah, I suppose.
So as well as all that, we had loads of new stuff, like new PS Plus announcements, 5 new games coming to PS Plus before the end of the year.
So PlayStation Plus is coming to PS Vita eventually as well, which kind of makes perfect sense, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And the game of the month, next month is it?
September, I think, is Red Dead Redemption.
Good fact checking, I'm not doing my job. It's going to be Red Dead Redemption, which is like, you know, a big scoop.
Well, that's a massive. Well, if you haven't played Red Dead Redemption, now you have it for free.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You've got no excuse.
Yeah, and isn't there any promotions where you can get like 25% off as well?
I think so, yeah, in September as well.
Again, I think it's this idea that there was a real broad range of services and games and features that they want to promote, which was really impressive.
So summing up then, loads of new stuff, 5 new games. How would you rate Sony's Gamescom conference?
I would give it a score then. Do you want?
A score, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Out of 10.
I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. That sounds a little bit pessimistic.
8's strong. It's a strong score,
well,
8.
I mean, perhaps it should get more because they showed so much. I just think what they made up for in breadth and new ideas, I think they lacked a little bit in focus. There is still no killer IP for the PS3. Would you agree? There's no killer IP. For
I mean they're trying with Black Ops to get it on there, and like hopefully that's going to be the thing. But,
Black Ops did look a bit rubbish.
But then it looked a bit rubbish.
Yeah.
So then you've got Killzone instead, I guess.
Yeah, well, Killzone looks like it could, but it's another Killzone game, so maybe that's not a killer IP. And then you look at the new Medium Molecule game. That's going to be genuinely really interesting.
Yeah.
But will it sell the system? Well, Little Big Planet, I didn't think sold the PlayStation 3 as well as people thought it was going to.
True.
So I think it doesn't have that killer game that will make you buy the system. But there's lots of different reasons now to buy the Vita.
Excellent, and I'm sure you'll have a full report for the whole thing up on CVG.
Hope so.
Really soon.
Well, yeah, thanks very much for that. I guess I'll have to now. So
Yes.
yeah, brilliant.
All right, well, don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe, and we'll see you online very soon.
Thank you.